Hi, I am Dr. Eli Kolberg from Unlimited Robotics. In this video, I will talk about examples of equivalent resistance of parallel resistors. Example 1. 4 resistors are connected in parallel. The values are 8 ohms, 24 ohms, 12 ohms, and 4 ohms. What will be the equivalent resistance? Answer. We know that 1 over RT equals to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3 plus 1 over R4. Substituting the data in the question, we'll get 1 over 8 ohms plus 1 over 24 ohms plus 1 over 12 ohms plus 1 over 4 ohms. The common denominator is 24, and the numerator will be 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 6, which gives 12 over 24 ohms. That can be reduced to 1 over 2 ohms. So in this case, RT equals 2 ohms. We see that the equivalent resistance is smaller than the smallest resistor's value. It stems from the fact that every additional resistor that is connected in parallel creates additional branch for the current. The current in the branches that existed before does not change since both the voltage and the resistance of each branch are constant. The current value is equal to the value of the voltage divided by the value of the resistance, so it is also constant in each branch. In this case, adding current while adding a new branch must be accompanied by decreasing the value of the equivalent resistance in order to keep the source voltage be a constant value. Example 2. There is a need for a resistor whose value is 480 ohms. However, we can't find a resistor with this value. The resistor with the closest value we have is a resistor with a value of 800 ohms. What is the value of the resistor that should be connected to the resistor we have in order to receive an equivalent resistance of 480 ohms? Answer. We will use the equation for two resistors that are connected in parallel. In this case, RT equals to 480 ohms and R1 equals to 800 ohms. We will extract R2 out of the equation. RT equals R1 times R2 over R1 plus R2. Multiplying both sides of the equations by R1 plus R2 gives RT times, in parentheses, R1 plus R2 equals to R1 times R2. Okay, so we get RT times R1 plus RT times R2 equals R1 times R2. RT times R1 is then equals to R1 times R2 minus RT times R2. RT times R1 is then equals to R2 times, in parentheses, R1 minus RT. So R2 equals to RT times R1 divided by R1 minus RT. We will substitute the given data in the equation, and it gives R2 equals RT times R1 divided by R1 minus RT, as we found just now. And in this case, it is equal to 480 times 800 divided by 800 minus 480, which gives 1200 ohms or 1.2 kilo ohms. The resistor that has to be connected to the 800 ohms resistor in order to get an equivalent resistance of 480 ohms is a resistor with a value of 1200 ohms. Example 3. 4 resistors with equal resistance of 120 ohms are connected in parallel. What is the equivalent resistance? Answer. For parallel connected resistors with same value, RT equals R divided by N. In this case is 120 divided by 4, which gives 30 ohms. Thank you for being with me. Hope to see you next one. Bye-bye.